We are live. Hi guys.
You're on. Hello.
Welcome to Meeple's People Circus and all around the board.
Hello.
We are here today doing a... Oh, turn off the sound off my phone. That'd be a good idea, wouldn't it? Oh, amateur. So, we are here doing our top 10 thematic games. Yeah, I actually did this list at the end of last one, so this is
About 3 weeks ago now.
So
I think it was. Yeah.
So the rankings might have changed since what they are now, because I did my rankings for my games back.
I don't think they're going to be far out, are they?
I don't know. Last time we did it, you did your rankings, I did my rankings, and they'd changed quite a bit.
They were out by 1 or 2. Yeah, there were a couple but that was in the case of a day. So
yeah, so they might be different, but they're general. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's get started.
Absolutely.
Let's get started with my number 10. So my number 10, this might surprise some people, is Fog of Love.
What? Okay.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Oh, okay.
I really enjoy this game. I find that I've got most of the expansions for this, and I just find it such a fun. It's effectively it's a relationship. You're going on to date, and you can sort of role play your character, and I love the whole sort of, you get your cards. I'll go through what's so you role play your character. You have to choose your personality and that, and you've got to act as your character during the whole game. And I really love this game. So here we go. So these are 3 people's abilities: manipulative, hardened, and macho. You've got to act like that in the game. And it just to me, I just find it's such a... it's just such a fun game. I think even my wife was shocked when I put this on my list.
That is one that you need to just forget the mechanics.
Yeah.
Just get rid of it, because it's a hard one to actually do a role playing. Yeah. It's fair enough if you find.
I like doing it as the full role play, and do it as full on. That's my character. That's how I'm going to play it, and I find it works really well. But when you get into the mechanics, and you're like, okay, I need to try and get this to make this what's the point?
That's boring.
Yeah. When you actually get into your character and fully embrace your character, it's hilarious, and you can have so much fun.
It's one of those games that it's all right to play with your partner, but it's funnier to play it with a friend.
I've only ever played it with my wife, so yeah.
Especially if you play with someone who's not your preferred orientation, that's even funnier.
I love watching Ready Steady Plays playthrough of this. It's Mike and I can't remember his name, but it's so funny, them two playing it. It is just hilarious. It made me actually want... Do you know what? I know what's up with my mic. Sorry, I'm having mic issues. No, I'm not. Do you know what?
I played this with Rob ages ago, and we were just cracking up with laughter. And then when I told Jade about it, I said, "That's far better with." No offense to Jade, but it was funnier with Rob than it was.
Yeah. But yeah, that is my number 10. So it's a 7.8 on BGG, and the rank is 544, and the thematic rank is 91. Sorry, no, it's not. What am I doing? I'm the other way around. Sorry, people. That's one for later on. Its rank is 785. Do you know what? I need to write my list backwards. Yeah, and the thematic is 183, and it's a 7.0. So yeah, but I really enjoy it. I find it a really fun game. It's for thematic, for me, this is really thematic. But this is only number 10.
I just remembered my first time playing this. Oh, I just realised where I first played it. It was at Chaos Cards, upstairs. It was just me and Jade. We didn't have Jess with us. And we had the whole upstairs to ourselves because it was really early. We're playing it, and it got quite heated, and we were role playing it. There was a bit that was a little bit raunchy, maybe, and then some kids came upstairs, and we're like, right, pack the game away. Anyway, yeah, have some flowers. Do you like these flowers? Oh, don't play that with kids round.
The scary thing is, this out of 30 games, this was number 10 in my mind.
Yeah,
that's
crazy.
Yeah, I sat there. I sat there,
and
I sat there and I had to go through it. But yeah, this is definitely it. So we're on to Darius's number 10,
which is a very odd one, considering it's a worker placement with no theme, really. However, my list is based on thematic. To me, is if I'm playing the game, is it portraying in mechanics what the theme should be? So, Crisis is essentially the Greek economy disguised in some futuristic city, and you are not working together, but collectively need to keep the stock market above level. You don't want it to crash, otherwise the whole economy will be bust, and this, that, and the other. Theme is questionable, but the mechanics are great. But when you play, it gets that stressful trying to get enough points that it does feel like you are trying to keep an entire economy afloat. The fact that you're working together with people, even though they're not, your business is your business and you want to make your own money, but if the other guys aren't making money, then essentially you're going to lose out anyway. So do you help each other out? Do you not? But for me, yeah, thematic in the sense that, yes, when I play it, I feel like I'm trying to keep stock markets afloat and I'm trying to not crash an entire economy. It's designed by 2 Greek designers, and I'm pretty sure that's what it's based on, is the actual Greek economy. And if it is, then it's very very true to life.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's Crisis in a nutshell. 7.6 overall rating. Didn't have a thematic rating because it's not a thematic game, but kind of is in my mind. I'd say it's one of the most thematic worker placements I've ever played, actually. But overall rating 964. So it's not even that much of a popular game, but it's brilliant. When I play this, I want to play it over and over, and I don't do that with many games. Normally it's like one and done, but that one I'll play it again and again.
That's the advantage of having your own top 10 list. Everyone's games are different. Like, people are going to be shocked when they see someone whine in a minute. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Back to you.
So my number 9 is War of the Worlds: The New Wave. So this is I got this on Kickstarter. I got the full fancy big giant playmat and minis, and I got
that
this.
one.
Yeah, I really enjoy this game. I love War of the Worlds. Anyone knows me, I'm a massive War of the Worlds fan. Big fan of this. This is actually set after the book, or after the story that everyone knows. This is them coming back to Earth with better weapons to wipe us out, and they've learned that disease won't kill them anymore. And it's just, I love how they've done it. It is effectively area control, sort of hand management style game, but it's just, I find it so thematic because it's just, you feel like you're, I play the Martians, always do, and it's a hard push. It's they've got so many good weapons and so much good, but it is a proper fight. I cornered Amy all the way down to pretty much Kent at one point, and I was like, yeah, and it's just so fun. It is just, you're trying to make sure you cycle through your good cards, and it is just such a fun game. I mean, I've got the playmat with the Irish Sea expansion. The playmat is humongous. The only problem is you can tell it was made in America because the UK has been squashed. It just doesn't look right. You're like, that. I don't even
know where the UK is.
They've sort of squashed it down, and it's like, that looks weird. But it's just such a fun game.
But you're going to focus them. Yeah.
I mean, I'm so glad I got this. I'm actually trying to get all the War of the World games because, I'm sad.
I saw one in Titan Games earlier, and it was in France.
I saw that. Yeah, so that's an actual series. So you've got that's a solo game.
Okay.
So you've got UK, France, Japan and America, I think, and it's a solo game. It's really hard to get hold of. When I saw it earlier on in there as well, I was like, "Oh my god, you've got this!" I was like, "If you ever get UK one, tell me. I want the UK one because it was in the UK." I mean,
I must admit, I probably shouldn't have. I shouldn't admit this in front of you at all. I've no idea what War of the Worlds is even about.
Wow.
But I've seen the Jeff Wayne musical.
Yeah, so that's the best one. That and the 1953 movie.
I have no idea what's going on. I got invited along, and I may have got drunk before going, and I enjoyed the music, but I couldn't recall any of the story whatsoever.
I've got a second edition hardback book of it.
Okay.
It's antique. But the story is just so good. It's just effectively Martians want to take over Earth because
I remember aliens.
It's Martians. They want to take over Earth because their planet's dying, so they want to nick ours. And effectively, the whole idea is we can't defeat them. We're because this is set in Edwardian times, I think. Victorian Edwardian. This is set back in cannons and just starting to get weapons, and they effectively kick our ass. We're going to die, and then they die because they catch the cold because they drink our blood.
Oh, okay.
That's
Fair
effectively
enough.
it.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, it's effectively.
Oh, that sounds good.
We're going to die. We're going to get wiped out, and they come along and go watch it, and they do it. Don't watch the crappy Tom Cruise version of the movie. It's shit. Sorry for swearing.
Oh yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, I've heard that.
But anyway.
Oh, cool.
So yeah,
nice.
So I will tell you the ranking before I move on. So that actually is. This is 7.4. The rank is 2,976.
Wow.
Yeah. But the thematic is 480. And believe it or not, people, I have worse.
Wow. Okay. Well.
Yeah. But yeah, I really enjoy the game. Right. I find it. I love War of the Worlds. So for me, it's a massive attraction for that whole theme. It's that theme. I love it. So yeah. So on to Darius's number 9.
Number 9. It's Clank.
I was confused by this one.
When I say Clank, I mean the whole series, not just the base game. It's all of them. Now, Clank is a game where you are stealing, you're delving into the dungeon, or if it's the space one, into the ship, stealing an artifact and getting back out before you die. Now, it's very leisurely, going in, oh, I made a little trip, oh, I made a little bit of noise. Then you nick the stuff, then the dragon or the space dragon or whatever it may be is getting really pissed off, the game is speeding up, and before you know it, it is a race out of the dungeon again. Now, the reason why I think it is thematic, I know you might be, you say you're a bit confused by it.
I sent you a message, I think, when I saw this one. It's like, really?
It does. Every time you make Clank, it's, oh no, I'm being too noisy, because the mechanics are set right. The more cubes, that means you're making more noise. You are running in to steal, and the more stuff you do, it gets riskier and riskier. More of your cubes go in the bag. The more chance of it coming out, being attacked. And I mean, it's more. I think more so with 4 players it's that race element as well. It is a case of quick, run as quick as you can. Grab me some movement cards. I need to get out of here as quick. And every time I play it, it does feel heated. I've played a game before where it's got a proper sweat on, you know. Oh, I'm going to win, because we got that excited about the game. I just think the mechanics are doing what it's telling you it should be. So, okay, yeah, they're just cubes, but they do represent noise quite well. And the whole race thing, you've got to be careful where you're treading, careful where you're going in the cave. Can you get back out again in time? I don't know. The risk reward is good, but I like how they implement it into the space one. I think the space one is I prefer space one. So and then the legacy one. Now I can't go much into the legacy, but the legacy Clank is far more thematic than the other 2. Because it mixes in Clank, which some of you may already know, and mix that in with an RPG. and it does that really well. So when I say Clank, I mean the whole series.
Yeah.
Also to note, even though I'm not a big fan of Sunken Treasures, that's also quite thematic. The fact that you've got the scuba gear, and if you're underwater, you're taking more damage. So, grabbing your scuba gear or holding your breath for longer to see how long you can last underwater. But yeah, there you go. That's Clank.
So
It was a hard push, but I think it's quite thematic.
yeah. So on to my number 8. So my number 8 is Gears of War, the board game.
Okay, yeah. I thought I was going to be on here.
I am a Gears of War fan.
Are you? You
Massively,
sure? You've got a tattoo for nothing.
I don't have my Gears of War glass with me. I actually have minis somewhere. Shut up about that. So this game, I've only played it once, by the way. I'm not going to lie. Oh, you didn't actually say your ranking for your last one. I'm going to butt in. What was the rankings?
Oh, it was 7.8 for the rating, and it was 60 on rank.
Cool.
So it's in the top 100,
yeah.
But there is no thematic rating.
So, okay, Gears of War. It is effectively Gears of War. You are fighting the Locust Hordes. I would love this game. If anyone has this game out there and they want to get rid of it, I want this game. I know it was getting sold on UK Trade and Chat, and I didn't have the money, and I know Jess bought it, I think. And
she did, yeah. She bought it at HandyCon.
I'm so gutted that she has it, and I haven't got it. I love this game. But yeah, it feels tension. You're fighting, you're struggling. It's got amazing little minis. It just feels like Gears of War. It feels like the original Gears of War, the best Gears of War, not all these newer ones that are naff. It feels like the original where you are proper fighting. I wish someone would reprint this game. I would literally love them forever if they reprinted this game. Oh my god. But yeah,
they'd have to get the license for it, but yeah.
But I can't see why I wouldn't get it. It's still a popular game.
I've heard nothing but good things about it, so I don't understand why it's not readily available.
Yeah, it's crazy. It is just such a fun shoot 'em up. It's a shoot 'em up board game.
It's co-op.
Yeah, you're all co-op. You're all fighting against the locust hordes. It's kind of like, a bit like Lord of the Rings, Journeys to Middle Earth, but without the app. So you're fighting. Have you ever played that?
No.
No.
No, I haven't.
So it's kind of like that. You're fighting waves of bad guys trying to. It's just so fun. I mean, we only played like one chapter or little part of the story, but there's so many stories, and it's Gears of War. It didn't make it higher just because I've only played it once. And
okay.
Yeah, for me, the other two are good, but it's Gears of War. But yeah, so this
one based on your favourite book, based on your favourite game.
Yeah,
we're gonna have one based on your favourite film soon.
Possibly.
Am I making that call already? No way.
You possibly are.
Oh, okay. I was just joking, but all right.
So this is a 7.5 ranking. It is actually ranked 453 on BGG, so quite low, and it's thematic 96, so top 100 for thematic.
Oh, top 100. Yeah, top 100 for thematic. That's really good.
Yeah. It's definitely a fun game. If you like Gears of War, if you know someone with it, give it a try. It's so fun.
And if they don't like it, sell it to Jay.
Yes, happily sell it to me, please. I would say I'd give you my firstborn child, but my wife would kill me. So
she's not watching this.
She might be. I'll wait for the message. So on to number 8. For you.
City of Kings. Yeah, this is or City of Tings, as I keep calling it. I've got to call it by its proper name.
Is this on every list for you?
Yes, because it's probably one of the very few thematic games I actually own. So there you go. Obviously, yes, it was in my top 10, and it was in my it's in quite a few. If we ever do a co-op list, it's going to be on there. So,
why not?
Who knows where though? But no, City of Kings is it's a cooperative game where players, you can play through either scenarios or stories, and you go through chapters exploring a city, collecting resources, putting on some good stuff to fight the bad monsters. However, all the monsters are completely randomized. There are over, I read this on his website, I think there's 100 million combinations of creatures. So basically, no two monsters that you ever draw in the game are going to be the same. They might have a slight different ability, so to speak. I think it's more the creature generation that I really like for this. You know, when you're sneaking around the town, oh, there's a creature. It's not, oh, we know exactly what creature's coming and what it does. We don't, because the abilities are randomly drawn out of a bag. There's levels or difficulties of monster, but there isn't specific traits that go with a monster. So it could be that we pull it out. Oh no, he's going to freeze the entire board. That's thematic, because as soon as that freezes the board, we can't move. Oh no, he's setting fire to the board. Okay, well that's burning us all. Poisoning us, so we keep taking damage each turn. There is the story is questionable, I must admit. All the stories, there's 7 of them in the base game, and I don't really read the fluff. But again, I play for mechanics. But it's a case of leveling up, finding your items to get to the next stage, to then go fight the big bad boss at the end. At the end of each story, there's always a big boss. However, that boss does something different. But whatever their abilities are thematic to what they're meant to be doing.
Yeah.
So I think one of them, there's a giant fire lizard that literally walks around the board like a game of Snake and sets fire to the board as it moves. So, you do get that sense of what the creature you're fighting is doing, what it says it's meant to be doing. So, yeah. It would be a bit weird if you had a fire-breathing dragon that just kind of froze the board. That would be a bit weird. But yeah. I think that's very thematic. Very, very good fun. And I'm still yet to do the 12-hour one. I think I'll do that this holiday.
But going back on to like what you just said earlier on. So you said you play for mechanics. This is the difference between me and Darius. Darius plays games for mechanics. I play for theme. So this is why
mechanics first. Theme's a bonus. Mechanics first.
Yeah.
If it's got a good theme and the mechanics are rubbish, then I won't touch it.
Yeah. For me, I'm the other way around. I will go for theme first, and then mechanics. If the mechanics good, hey, it's a good game.
I think the best example I have to explain what I mean is behind me. I have the Beatles Monopoly, and as you can probably tell, I'm a big fan of the Beatles. The Beatles is an excellent theme, but it's still Monopoly, and Monopoly is shit mechanics. So therefore, I don't play that game. That's a collectible. Yeah. I also have the Labyrinth board game, which is a great theme, but the mechanics are crap, so I don't play it. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
If the mechanics are crap, I don't want to know. Yeah. Anyway, but that's what makes us very different.
Yeah. So on to my number 7. I can't even remember. Well, it's Parks. It's Parks. So this...
Parks? Oh yes, Parks.
This I got as a review game. And I am so glad I did. Because this is so good. It is... You're effectively going on a hike. And it's beautiful. It is probably the best looking game ever. The artwork on it, I would love the artwork on posters and pictures, and it's just stunning. You're effectively trying to cross a trail, and you're trying to collect the resources, so the sun, depending on what you're doing, to buy parks for yourself, and you're just effectively trying to walk through. I think one of the pictures I've got up now is actually got the expansion, because it's got the camp.
It's got
expansion. They've just released it, and I didn't back it because I'm poor, I'm on furlough, and I'm so gutted because it looks like it adds so much.
Kickstarters need to stop doing that.
Yeah, there's so many.
Why are we Kickstarters when people are on furlough?
There's so many games that have been and gone that I can't afford. And I'm like, there's one I've got at the moment.
3D Tiles, Frosthaven. Yeah.
There's one at the moment that I've backed. I've got to pay for it. And I'm like, do you know what? I've got to pay for it because I can't miss out on it.
Which one?
It's Ella and something shiny. Just because they've literally unlocked everything for the campaign, and it's more of a game for my daughter when she's a bit older. It just looks fun. But yeah, back to Parks.
Yeah,
it is just such a fun game. I've got the playmat and everything. They were kind enough to send me a new reviewer, everything, and Keymaster Games. I would go, love you guys, you are epic. And the game is just so fun. It's just fun to play. It is effectively a set collection work. It's kind of worker placement. It's a set collection effectively with.
Yeah.
It's not worker
small
placement.
Point to point, isn't it?
Movement. Yeah. What have I got written down? It says worker placement on BGG.
No, very, very interestingly, actually, for the same reason as Parks, I almost put Tokaido on this list.
Yeah. For
the same reason, but actually Parks fits it, because I find Parks and Tokaido very similar.
Yeah.
In terms of their mechanics. You know, this is your point A to point B trail.
Yeah.
And then you do actions on the way. It's the same as Tokaido, but even though that's all you're doing is next point action, it is thematic to the fact that you are walking around checking out parks, national parks of America. It is a great game. Yeah, I forgot about that one. I like that one.
Yeah. So this is, what is it ranking? It's 7.9. It is rank 267. Can't believe it's so low. And it's thematic 77. So another one in the top 100. This is my highest one so far. But yeah, it's definitely a really fun thematic game. You do feel like you're taking walks. I love taking walks. I love doing hiking. And yeah, to me, it's an amazing game. Not played the solo yet. Something I need to try.
Well, yeah.
So yeah,
nice.
On to Darius's number 7.
Empires of the Void.
Yes.
Are we there? Yeah. Okay. Number 2. I don't even know if there is a first one, but hey ho, there's a number 2 on the end of it for some reason. But no, Empires of the Void is a space
I hope I've got the right pictures. Game. Sorry.
I can't see.
No.
But that's fine.
I think it is. Sorry, I'm flicking through the pictures. I think it is.
Is there planets and creatures on the planet? Yeah, that will be it. Yeah. So we bought this just as it was 20 quid from Dice and Destiny. It was on sale for some reason. I don't know why. And we bought it because we liked the artwork. And it was space themed. So we really did take a big gamble with this one because we knew nothing else about it. It's the same guy who designed Near and Far and Above and Below, which is strange because it's a completely different game to those. But the reason why I think it's thematic is because it's the only game that I've played that has space exploration, but actually colonizing different planets. So you can either kick the crap out of that planet and take over it that way, or you can ally with that planet and get extra benefits for being their friend, but then you get extra benefits for defeating them and taking over the planet. Lots of different things you can do, but there's a lot that I love the battles are great. The battles depend on what squads you've got on board and where you've got them in space. It is space exploration all over. There are some wild planets that you go and discover, and they've got hidden abilities. Until you get there, you don't know what's on that planet. It could be worth your while, or it could be you've just found a ruin on a planet from an ex-colony that used to be there many years ago. I just absolutely love it. And the board is modular. So the game is never the same every time you play. The planets can be in different areas. It could be different planets entirely to the other ones, even if they're in a different order. Again, the hidden planets are face down at the start of the game, so they vary every time. Yeah, I really, really enjoy this one. We don't get it out enough. I think the reason being is a lot of my games, once I've played them once or twice, they're in my head and I remember them. I remember the setup. I remember the rules. Empires of the Void, I remember the rules, but if you said to me, can you set it up? I can't remember. It's because it's that randomised. I just can't remember the steps on how to do it. So I think that's why we don't get it out too much. But I think after lockdown, because it's a 5-player game, after lockdown, I think I'm desperately wanting a 5-player game of this at some point. and I think it'll be your bag because it's a space one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking that. So what are your rankings?
So it's a 7.6, and overall ranking is 874. It's not on the thematic list. I've no idea why, but it's not.
Yeah.
Because it's space exploration.
Yeah.
You can't get any more than that, but hey-ho. But yeah, there you go. That's Empires of the Void 2.
So
I've yet to play them all.
Yeah, I don't think anyone has.
No.
So my number 6 is Nemesis.
Oh, okay.
So
I knew that was on your list somewhere, but
yeah, yeah. This is surprising. It's so high on my list. It is.
Yeah.
It's effectively Alien, the board game. That's effectively what it is. It is such a fun game. I really don't know why. In this picture, there's none of these. I've got my daughter knocking on my door. My daughter might come in a second. I apologise, people, if she does. But yeah, you're effectively trying to fight. You're actually not even trying to fight. You're trying to run away from these aliens, while at the same time you have your teammates that could be trying to screw you over. That's what it is. Right. You could go, oh yeah, you go to the engines and check to see if the engines are working, and they run over there, and they could be a traitor that their secret mission is to blow up the ship and get the hell out of there. And they'll be like, yeah, they're all working, yeah, it's fine. And then they tell you, nope, they're all working, yeah, and you believe them, you carry on, gets to the end of the game, they jump out into an escape pod, and you're in the ship, and you're like, oh crap, and you die, and they win. But it's one of them games where there's so much tension. Hang on, people. Sorry. Go and get mummy. Sorry, people. There's so many. It's one of them games where there's just so much tension during the whole game. You are constantly nervous and unsure what's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's a long old game. I'm not going to lie. But it's just so fun. It's just something about this game.
It's a massive one as well. I've seen it set up at the club before, and I just look at it and go, whoa, there's a lot going on there.
I've got this with all the expansions. I've got the 2 other species, the Aftermath expansion. That was a free Kickstarter one. Oh. I've even got the cat minis that are pointless to the game. They're just
You've just
cats.
got them because you can.
Yeah, they were cats. One of them's a cat that looks like a cat of each race, and then a cat in a spacesuit. The cat
is the cat in the spacesuit. You know that Instagram I tagged you on with that lady who does the amazing red hot minis. Yeah. I think we should shout her out. Is it Red Hot Minis?
Red Hot Minis on Instagram.
Check out that Instagram. Oh my goodness, she's got some great stuff on there. Yeah. But I saw the cat miniature painted up.
Yeah.
She's done a fantastic job of that.
It was voted to be the. We all had to vote between the 4 minis to who would be the first player marker, and unfortunately for me, I didn't want that one to win. I voted for the intruder cat. That just looks so cool. Okay. That's why I bought the cat minis, just because I want to get them all painted up and use that as my first player marker, or I just use it as one of the intruders in the game at one point. But yeah, cat intruder.
Or you can have them in all your future Meeples Peoples videos, just for the sake of it.
Yeah, I need to get them painted up, Andy. If you watch this,
Andy, you've got a long list.
Yeah, he's got some of my models soon. It's going to be painted. But yeah, this is a brilliant game. It's a long. It's just it feels like you're gonna die at any minute. It's a game where you don't win it, you enjoy losing it.
Okay.
That's how you class it.
I like that description. Yeah.
Yeah. So it is an 8.5. The rank is 30, and the thematic is 10. So.
Wow. That's really high.
Yeah, it's a brilliant game. I would say this is probably one of my favourite games I own, but the game I play the least because it takes so long to set up and play, and I think it's better with more players than two.
Sure. Okay.
It's good with two, but I think if you had more, it'd be more like, shit, who's going to kill me? Because chances are one of them's going to kill you.
Traitor element. It's a bit hard when you've got a traitor, and if you know it's not you, it's them.
But the thing is, you don't have to choose that to be the traitor. So at the beginning of the game, you get two cards that are your effectively missions. One of them's for the company, and that one's normally the traitor card, and the other one's your personal objective. Like I've had where I had to get like 11 items off the ship, or a certain amount of items off the ship, and and there could be one of many missions, so it depends if they want to choose the traitor element. I mean, the first game I played with Amy, I think I did, and I was, I was being all kind to her to the last minute, and then it was like, see you later, and jumped on the skateboard and blew her up. Bye! Yeah. But yeah,
brilliant.
It's such a fun game. So, on to Darius's number 6.
Treasure Island, which we've done a video of.
Yes, I'm going to be doing a second video on this.
Oh, are you?
Yes. I love it.
You have it now.
I own it, yes.
Yeah.
I love this game.
You obviously... I always get his name mixed up. Long John Silver.
Yes.
That's the person
Long John
talking
Ginger in our game. Long Jess Ginger.
Long Jess Ginger. Yeah, I remember now. So he's been locked up on the island somewhere. You've hidden the treasure, and he's got to get to it before we find it. That's essentially it, isn't it? There's a whole host of abilities you can do throughout the game to try and hunt down where the treasure may be. It starts off great. You've got a long time until he breaks out of prison. As soon as he breaks out of prison, he's making a beeline for that treasure, and that's when you've really got to get your ass into gear. I love the fact that you are travelling across a map, hunting areas in that map as if you were physically looking for treasure. I love the fact that you draw on the board and that you have your own drawing area as well. That feels really thematic. It does feel like a massive hunt. I just really enjoy it because it's all measurement to move, and I suppose like a war game where you would measure your minis to physically move across the map. I really like the fact that it kind of represents that, and it's not just a grid or hexes on a board. There's the map. You've got to physically measure as you move, physically measure when you're searching for an area. I like the fact that you have to be spot on the treasure. You can't be even a little bit off. So if you do a search on what's the small disc, if it's just outside of that don't count. I really like Treasure Island. I need to play it a bit more, I think. Yeah. It's been a while, but yeah. A lot of these have been a while because a lot of these thematic games require sort of 3 or more people. But yeah, we don't have that at the moment.
So none of mine do.
To be honest, all of mine do play with 2 players, but I would say apart from one of them, I would not play them with just 2 players.
Yeah. So
Crisis is the only one that I would play 2 player.
So this is my number 11, by the way. This was my number 11.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. This was just. It was either this. I was torn between this or a Fog of Love, and I had to go for Fog of Love. I love this, but
yeah, I get that. Yeah, fair play.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, what's the ranking?
7.3, 716 overall. Thematic is 162.
Okay. So still better than one of mine come in.
Oh, okay.
So on to my number 5. So this War of Mine. Again, probably if anyone knows me, they knew this was coming onto it. This is probably one of my favourite games ever. ever.
It was in your top 10, so yeah.
Yeah, I love the video game of this. I love the board game of this. It is when you're feeling low and you're feeling bad, you play this and you feel 10 times better about yourself.
Your life is much better.
Yeah, you think to yourself, do you know what? My life is brilliant compared with these poor people in this game. Because this is technically based on real war-torn countries. So you do feel this is, what people have. You have to explore. So during the day, you have to go around your house. You have to get rid of, break down cupboards and dig up heaps of pot rubbish. And then during the night, you have to go out and explore and try and get your food and resources and try and survive. And you pretty much guarantee you will start with 2 characters. You will probably end with maybe one of them that you started with, if you're lucky. It's based
How
on
morbid.
It's based on the video game, but it feels so good. And I will do a quick shout out. They are releasing, if anyone has played the technically sequel of this on the PC, it's called Frostpunk.
Oh yes, I've seen that. Yeah,
they are releasing the board game of Frostpunk. I can't wait.
It's on Kickstarter at the moment, isn't it?
No, not yet. No. It's going to be on Kickstarter soon. I'm actually talking to the designer of it at the moment, who designed this.
Are you?
Yeah.
Ah.
I so cannot wait. Oh, it looks good. It looks amazing. Hopefully it's not going to be crazy expensive, because a game like this normally is, but they are going to keep it reasonable. But yeah, back to this War of Mine.
Yep.
It's such a brilliant thematic game. It's a 7.9. It's rank 141, and the thematic is 36. So another top 50.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to see when this Frostpunk is on. It'll be autumn.
Yeah,
autumn
they've not fully announced it yet. They're announcing so far. They're slowly announcing all the release of stuff, and they've actually got a group on Facebook. If you want to join it and you want to hear more information about it, go on there.
Yeah.
Follow their page. But they are on the group. They're actually showing the stuff before they're actually announcing it on their page, so you get a sneak preview of all of what's coming, and it looks really good.
Nice.
So yeah, on to Darius's number 5.
Yeah, my one is Mansions of Madness. So this was the main game. Before I go into what it is, this was the main game that got me into the hobby. This was something that I was into Munchkin and Magic the Gathering, whatever. I played all that, but nothing really board game-esque. This was something I played with my cousin when I stayed in Brighton, and I was so amazed by how this works. So this was 2nd edition, by the way, which plays with an app. You need to be in the mood for a story. You can't just play this for... This is one that you can't play for mechanics. You have to be in the mood for the story for this one. You essentially are detectives that are sent to a crime scene, or something's happened, and you have to go and explore what's happened. Puzzles involved. There's lots of things involved in this, but it is it's Cthulhu based. It's H.P. Lovecraft. It's a real fight. It's a struggle. Cooperative, so you're working together. But I love how the puzzle elements and the clues that you find. It's not all fighting monsters. There's a mixture of things that you have to do. But when I play this, I do feel like you turn up to. I mean, the first scenario is you turn up to the mansion, because it's called Mansions of Madness, and you've just had a phone call. That's it. And then when you turn up, there's no one there. I absolutely love the fact that you have to follow the story, but the mechanics of doing what the story is telling you to do. You're exploring, you complete the puzzles. Yeah, I absolutely love Mansions of Madness. We've got 2 expansions for it as well, because we played the base game to death. There's still one scenario that we haven't completed yet. Obviously, I won't divulge too much, but for anyone who has played, it's the one where you start in a hotel. I cannot beat it. It's just so difficult. I can't talk too much about it. I really want to, but anyway. But this isn't one that you can play lightly. you need to set an evening aside for this, and you need to be in that. I want a story. Tell me a story, because that's what the app does. If you're just going to play it to move around the board, then don't bother, because it is a thematic game through and through. And I do have first edition of Mansions of Madness, but you need a GM, so I've never actually played that.
Okay.
But yeah, there you go, Mansions of Madness.
What's the rating?
It's 8.1 for the rating.
Nice.
It's 31 in the top 100 on BGG, and thematic, it's number 11.
Nice. So
it's
one
just
after Nemesis.
One under Nemesis, yeah.
Wow, it's something about the heavy games that go with thematic. You know, you've got to be in the mood.
Yeah, definitely.
So, my next one.
Number 4.
Number 4 is Dinosaur Island. So
no.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No. Quit. What?
Yes.
No.
So
no.
This is where.
No.
See, me and Darius. Go different. Yeah. So for me, this is such a good thematic game.
No, it's not.
For me, it is. This is my list. I've hidden him off the camera now. You can't see him. So it's Jurassic Park, the board game. You are building.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It is not.
Yes, it is. I'll mute you in a minute. The power. So you effectively are building your park. You have to research your dinosaurs. It's lots of good mechanic. No one can see you. I can see him in this screen here, and he's doing the thumbs down and everything. And whatever. You've got to get your DNA to build certain dinosaurs, and you've got to try and attract visitors to your park. And if your dinosaurs are too dangerous and you haven't got enough security, they will get munched. And it is just such a fun game. Darius thinks otherwise. I personally don't think Clank's thematic.
I have a story as to why I'm sour, but I will let you finish. However, I am screaming inside my head.
I love this. I've got it with Totally Liquid. I've got the Extreme Edition from Kickstarter, so I've actually got lovely inserts for it. But for me,
get money back?
It feels so much like Jurassic Park.
No, it doesn't.
For me, it does, and it is just such a good game. And I'm going to end it there because Darius is just
I'll tell you what,
ragging on my list.
I get why people like the game.
I'm going to rag on his list.
You said twice. It's like Jurassic Park. It's right. Okay, so this is why I'm sour about it, because Jurassic Park is my favourite film of all time. Anybody that knows, a bit like your War of the Worlds, I absolutely adore Jurassic Park. I grew up playing with dinosaurs, watching Jurassic Park, Jurassic World. I even love that, and I was so excited to play Dinosaur Island, to find out that it was just viticulture with dinosaurs, and I was so disappointed.
No,
it really is. There is no. There's no theme in that. That's my opinion. Obviously, that's just my opinion. There is no theme in it at all, really.
Well, he's going to be shocked to find out the thematic rating of this. So
no.
So this to me is so much like Jurassic Park. Darius says he grew up with Jurassic Park. I was 8 when the first one came out. I grew up with Jurassic Park. I grew up with the dinosaur craze, and Jurassic Park to me is one of my favourite movies. So this is like you said about my favourite movie. This is my movie game. This is Jurassic Park.
Oh, right.
So
okay.
Yeah, it is. You effectively, it's just such a fun game. But we're going to end it there because Darius is. I can see him getting angry.
No,
so
no, I'm just bitter about it because I was so excited. Dinosaur Island. Oh my god, I want to play that, and then I played it, but I'm glad I didn't buy it. So
I love it. I will never get rid of mine. It's one of my loved games. So this is 7.8 on BGG. Rank is 123, and thematic it's 32. So because it is very thematic, you feel like you're running a dinosaur park. Darius is wrong. Ignore Darius.
replace the dinosaurs with wine, and it's viticulture. Anyway.
It's not. It's
Anyway.
not. But you could say that about Clank. Replace it with any theme, and it's just any. It's you could say that about a lot of games.
Well, yeah, you could. Yeah,
So,
I guess.
I,
But it's
I
not.
I love the retro colour of it. It feels very 90s, and it just feels.
Oh, I love the artwork.
It just
the artwork's
feels.
fantastic.
It just feels right to me. But yes, on to
Sure.
Darius's 4. I'm going to see if I can rag this one now, just because he did my
Yeah,
number
yeah.
4. So his
I'm
number
sorry.
4.
I did kind of overtake that a little bit. I'm sorry.
His number 4 is.
Please forgive me. Escape from Colditz.
Oh, this is crap. Oh, it's just like a standard. Oh, that's it. I'm going to shut up.
It's yeah. Well, this is. I mean, you can. This doesn't compare to any film. Escape from Colditz is
Apart
a
from
very
Escape from
historic thing.
Colditz.
Yeah, probably not one that we can rip into too much without being disrespectful, so to speak. Yeah, so obviously Escape from Colditz. Colditz was one of the prisoners of war camps back in World War II, I think.
Yes.
And you are essentially, your take on the role of one of the countries, and your prisoners of war are trying to escape. One of the players plays as the German officer. This was re-implemented. So I've got the original version of this back in 1973, which was a completely broken game. If you played the original, if you're the German officer, all you've got to do is stand in front of every doorway, and then nobody can get through and get any gear anyway. So it just becomes, I'm just going to roll and hope that I get some stuff that moves guards. Essentially, you spent a whole game trying to roll a 3-7-11 to move a guard out of the way. And that's if you got that card, because not all the cards moved guards. Anyway, that aside, they re-skinned it. They kept the map exactly the same, but they changed guards cannot just stand in doorways. So there are certain markers where security guards, and they're allowed to walk through, but they can't end their turn on it. So that won the game for me straight away. When you're trying to escape, this is where it's more thematic, because in the original one, if you try and escape, you throw a rope out the window, the rope's then gone. Oh, I've spent my rope, but in this one, it permanently stays there until a guard physically goes into that room and removes the rope. But in terms of the theme, yes, you are trying to gather as many resources as you can to try and escape from prison. The map of the board is
Boring.
the Colditz. Yeah, boring.
Boring. It's
Have you
boring.
played it?
No, it looks boring and looks bland and looks like a game from the 1950s that should not exist anymore.
No, the one in the 70s, the one from the 70s is broken and crap. The one that they've re-implemented, they have redone the artwork, and it's Osprey Games.
You're allowed to cheat, and you can get away with cheating.
No, not in the new one.
You said you could cheat. You said you could cheat in it.
The old rules you could cheat. The new rules you can't.
If I was going to play a war game, I'd play a war game, not Escape from Colditz. Sorry.
It's not. But it's not a war game. You're escaping from It's essentially, I guess, like any one versus many. Honestly, when you play it, it's very heated. It's a very heated game. It's one of those ones that we get 6 people around our table of an evening. We used to play it on a Wednesday night quite often. Takes a good 4 hours, but we had some house rules that made it a lot more interesting. But yeah, it is. You do feel like you are a prisoner of war escaping from camp, and if you're the German officer, you do feel hated throughout the whole game. So
yeah, it's not my sort of game. I think it looks awful. I think I don't like the theme. No. That's just me.
You're only saying that because
honestly, I don't actually like the idea of this game. I just don't like the map. The look of the map. I go back on to what I can see. I just think the map looks something like a 1970s game. You say it is. That's the thing. They needed to update the map.
Well, it is a 70s game.
But that's what I mean. It just looks.
Yeah, they did update it in the new one, but you might have a picture of the old one, maybe. I don't know.
No, it's the new one with the new box, because I nearly actually I found it at the old version in a charity shop, and I nearly bought it just because it was the original. Yeah.
Oh, you should have. It goes for a lot of money.
It was 50p.
You should have picked that up, man. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know.
I got my dad's old version. Funny story, actually. Oh, who wants a funny story? Who wants that?
We haven't had one. This one. You just insulted my game.
Oh yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I had a story for that one as well. Oh yeah. So I used to play this many years ago when I borrowed my dad's one, and I used to play games with my ex girlfriend way back when I was a teenager, and her mum. Every other weekend we'd get a game out, and I said about, I really like Colditz, but it was the original one that had a swastika on the side, which isn't the greatest thing to. So when I took it down to hers, because the box is massive, I actually had to hide it in a black sack to walk it down the road. Because as I left my house looking down, I went, yeah, there's no way I can walk through the streets with a box with a swastika all over it. So yeah. So I was just taking the trash out to my ex-girlfriend's in a black sack. Anyway, there you go. Escape from Colditz, yeah.
So, on to my number 3. And I know Darius won't insult this one, because he hasn't yet. This is Obsession. I'm
intrigued by this one, I really am.
Probably surprised that this isn't my number 1 by how often this has been my number 1 game, or it's been a higher game for most of my games. But this is Downton Abbey the game, Pride and Prejudice the game. It is effectively, it's such a fun thematic game. I've said it in every video.
Yeah.
Everything makes sense of what you're doing. It feels like you're doing it for the reason you're doing it. I've actually got the new second edition version of this. It's somewhere on in this ocean on the boat on the way to me right now.
Oh, nice.
It's at sea somewhere, so there will be an unboxing of the second edition of this soon. But it is just such a fun game for a worker placement. It's a tile placement, worker placement game. It is such a fun game. You can see on the screen, you're trying to get your rooms. These are trying to make your estate better, so you're adding rooms and sporting areas like bowling greens and that to try and attract all the people over, because you want to get the love of the Fairchilds, and you're trying to gain their trust. And it is just such a fun game. It looks boring. It looks crap.
The artwork, the front cover is. Okay.
It just looks awful, but you can tell Dan, who designed this game, put his heart and soul into it, and he really did. Yeah. And it shows. It is just perfect. He's actually improved some of the rules on the second edition slightly. He's improved the look of the tiles to make it a bit more easy. I think he's even done so you can actually. There's some cards in the game that are tiny. They're like the smallest cards on the face of the earth. They are in the picture. You can see them right now. So you've got your standard poker-sized cards, and then the ones next to it are tiny little cards, and shuffling them. I think he's even done the full-size version of cards for people that didn't like them.
Okay, that's good. Yeah.
But it looks boring, but the gameplay, the mechanics just work. It's one of them games where I was probably like Darius. I went for the mechanics and played it, and I went, oh my god, this is it. This is probably one of the best worker placement games I've ever played. It, like you were saying, you could chuck like any theme on worker placements. This one you can't. This one, it is what it is there, and it makes sense, and it's so good.
I'm very intrigued. I'm really intrigued by this. I mean, you sing its praises, but it looks really interesting.
It's one of them games that doesn't get the love that it deserves, because probably the box cover.
But I think it's that well known.
I think it's because of the artwork is all done by him. The whole game is done by him. This is his game from start to finish. So obviously he's not a known publisher because this is his only game. So people are like, it looks boring. You know, the Obsession, Pride and Prejudice, Victorian England game. You know, people look at that and go,
To be honest, when I looked at the box art, I thought it was a puzzle. Yeah. To be honest.
But yeah, it's a brilliant game. I'm not going to go too much into it because I've gone into it in I think all my videos apart from the last one.
Apart from gateway ones, yeah.
So this is 8.1 on BGG. The rank is 1062. Darius is always shocked by when I say 8.1. He's like, what?
What?
Yeah, and the thematic is 189. So it's up there.
Quite high up on the thematic for not a very well-known game, yeah.
Yeah, it's because it is so thematic. But on to Darius's number 3.
Blood Rage. Oh, the wonderful Viking beat 'em up, gore, killing, just beating the living S out of everybody and everything.
Ameritrash at its best.
You need. Have you played it?
No, but it is.
No, well, you need to play it because it's not my game. It's not my type at all. This is. I mean, I've played Rising Sun. I don't like that. There's quite a lot of war games, minis, and what. I'm the same as you. It's just a Simon. But Blood Rage is. Well, I've paid for it now, so whatever. But no, Blood Rage is definitely one that stands out above the rest. I mean, for me to like a war game that's just all fighting, well, that says it all. I think it helps because it's Viking thing. Now, the reason I know the reason why I like this one actually is because you get rewarded for starting fights as much as you do winning fights. So, if I start the fight, X amount. If I lose the fight, I might get points from that. So, for example, there are mechanics in that reward you for dying. So I'm going to go into a battle, and they go, wait a minute, do you want to die, or do you want points? So you're trying to figure out, are people fighting because they want points, or fighting because they need to go to Valhalla? I love how the board slowly disintegrates. So Ragnarok happens at different locations, and eventually you end up with just one mass brawl in the middle. The other thing I like is the drafting. So bit like Isle of Caps and stuff like that, where you're physically picking a card, moving on. It's very similar to It's a Wonderful World as well, in the sense of pick one, pass on. And then each of these cards have abilities. You can hire monsters to do your dirty work for you. I really thematic. It is just a Viking bloodbath, and it's really cool. But you can't shake your head because you have not played it.
It's one of them games I wouldn't play. It's like Zombicide. I wouldn't play it.
Zombicide's fun.
Yeah, but that's the thing. This is the sort of game I don't enjoy. I don't see a point of buying.
No,
if I want a board game like this, if I want like a fighty slashy whatever game, I buy a computer game because then it's fun. But board game, I like theme. I like the mechanics that you're actually doing stuff on this. You go, oh, I'm going to fight, and I just don't. For me,
it's not just fighting. Yeah. It's area control as well. It's got a bit of everything. As I said, I'm not a fighting game.
I've got Small World where I'm trying to flog, and I'm even going down to like a $5 if someone wants to buy it.
Yeah.
Or it's going to get thrown out.
That's a game I'm trying to sell.
Yeah.
I don't like Game of Thrones board game. I don't like Rising Sun. I don't like Risk. I don't like that. This is why Blood Rage stands out for me, because it's not my type of game.
Yeah.
Absolutely not my type of game, but it's just so different. It really is. But obviously, don't have to play it. But
it's just one of them games. I think there's many more I'd pick up first. I had Gears of War and it's kind of a fighty game, but that's because there's tactics but I don't know. For me, I don't know. Huh?
It's co-op though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Doing a big fight brawl cooperatively, because that's what City of Kings is. But I prefer that because that's co-op.
Yeah. I'm surprised
you
it's
work
high on
together.
your list.
It's very generic, City of Kings.
Yeah, true. So, on to my number 2. I've not clicked it yet. This one is going to shock, probably, so many people, including Darius, and probably half of you by me picking this, because, by the way, this is my lowest ranking game on any of my lists I've ever done. This is the lowest ranking thematic game on any list. I love it. And this is So Long My World.
Oh yeah.
You're trying to think what it is now. This is...
I know what one it is. Yeah,
it is... It's a very depressing game. It's another depressing game like this War of Mine. It is... It's just, for me, it feels... So the point of the game is, you know the world's going to end in a day. I think it's a day. 24 hours or 12 hours, you know the world's going to end. And you have your last time on Earth to do what you want. So you can go and murder people. You can go and find your true love. You can go with family. You can go and get pissed and party the whole time and just go crazy and forget about that you're going to die any time. And that's the thing. You can just do what you want, and it is just, it brings in feelings. I mean, when me and Amy played this game, there's like little story parts on the cards, and it actually, one of the points of the game actually made Amy cry, where you have to make choices, and it was like the choice of you can go and leave your loved one by themselves, or you can try and save them, or something like that. And then there was a mention of trying to save your child, and that one brought Amy to tears because she had to make this choice of what she wanted to do. And it does pull at your heartstrings massively. It's
surely this wins thematic hands down. A board game that physically makes someone cry.
Yeah, I mean,
that's thematic in itself, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the thing. Because of the way you read the cards, you have to. Gives you the choices of what you're gonna do, and that is literally. The thing is, you can't play it by mechanics. You have to go full in, feel it like the game. If that you have to be in the game, sort of thing. And that's because you could just play at mechanics and be like, but with any thematic game you can do that. But if you get into this, it does tug at your heartstrings. And I'm actually planning on doing a full solo playthrough of this soon. Been saying it for a long time. The designers of this, I chat to them. They are amazing people. This is what they wanted for this game. They knew it wasn't going to be a massive popular game. They knew a lot of people wouldn't like it because of the theme. It is a very dark theme.
But they made it anyway. People won't like this.
They wanted it for the people that would like it, like me. Like Amy.
I get
Amy wouldn't. I don't think Amy would.
It's a niche, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think Amy would play this if she didn't have to. For me, I just love that. I like games that make you think, and at the end of the game, you're like, "Wow, okay." And that's for me is a proper game. If at the end of it, you're like, "Wow, what if I did that?" And you're still thinking about the game 2-3 hours afterwards, and that's what this does.
Okay, yeah.
Then the next day, you're still going, "Wonder if I did this decision. Wonder if it would have done that." It's only a card game. It's effectively just cards, and you're each time you're moving to certain locations to try and bring emotion points into it. And it's one of them. It doesn't look much, but once you get into the theme, it is such a good game. I mean, the solo campaign, really cannot wait for that.
Yeah.
I'm planning big things with this solo campaign. Voiceovers the lot. And me not doing voiceovers. Woo! So...
Oh, nice.
Yeah. But this is probably one of my most popular videos on YouTube. My how to play and playthrough of this. This is it was on Kickstarter. It funded massively. I'm actually looking forward to the next game that looks amazing. I keep getting shown minis and all that, and it looks amazing. But
nice.
So this is a 7.6 on BGG. So good ranking. Or good scoring, but then we'll go to the rank. So this is rank 5,191.
Whoa.
Yeah. And for thematic, it's 748.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
But again, it's one of those that's not that well known, and that's probably why it's that low.
And I think a lot of people, it can be a bit too much for them. It can be too dark. I still get people commenting on this video on YouTube saying, "Love your playthrough. I want to see the solo game," and I still get comments on this regularly. So it has got a niche, and it can be too dark for a lot of people, and I like that. I like the darkness. I'm a really weird person.
You sound very gothic now. I like darkness and things.
I'm not even going to go on to any of that, but I don't listen to that kind of music, honest. So, on to Darius's number 2.
This is Robinson Crusoe. So this is the island survival game. The base game's got 7 different stories. All 7 stories are completely different, but the mechanics work with all 7 of them. The very first scenario is you're on an island. It's very Castaway. You're on an island and you have to survive. You have to build a woodpile, SOS, and get someone's attention. That's just the first scenario. I'm yet to play. I think the reason I picked this up originally was for scenario 7, which is King Kong.
I was going to say, isn't one King Kong?
Yeah. So I need to play that, but I wanted to go through the stories individually. I think the second one is a horror-based one as well, so the mysterious horror goings-on that's happening on the island. But yeah, it's an island survival. You're stuck for however many days. You've got to hunt. You've got to build shelter. You've got to go and explore. You've got to go and do the task. There's a weather system in it. It's fantastic. It's a cooperative worker placement, which I've not seen in any other game ever. And yeah, I think it's very thematic. The actions you can do are, the more hands on deck, the better the action will be for you. If you do the action on your own, you're gonna lead some risks. If you've got some backup, then maybe you'll pass. There's tons and tons of story exploration cards in there. So, for example, if I fail to work, I rolled a question mark. I've got to draw another quest. You can get poisoned in it. You can get injured in certain areas of your body. If that then goes to shit, it brings down other actions of yours. I love Robinson Crusoe. I want to play it more, but I realise it's not a very popular one. But I think that's because of the rule book. The rule book's ridiculously long. I think the Polish version is completely out of whack. I believe it was Paul Grogan who rewrote the English rule book.
Yeah.
And he spent hours on it, if not weeks, probably. I don't know exactly.
This is the reason, this game, because I couldn't get hold of it. I bought the Mars one. I can't even remember the name of it now. It's so bad. I blocked it out of my mind. First Martians. I bought that because I couldn't get hold of Robinson Crusoe. Because again, this is a game that I'd love to play. I feel like this would be on my list if I played this game. First Martians, I really enjoyed. I liked it. It's kind of effectively they've just reskinned it, kind of, for Mars. That's what they did. And
right,
but this looks nice. Where on First Martians it looks like a control panel, and that's effectively what you're looking at—a control panel with where you take out your rovers to explore. It looks very bland compared with Robinson Crusoe. So for me, I couldn't actually get Amy to play in this. I played it, or First Martians. I played it solo 2 or 3 times, but it's one of them games I'd want to play with someone else to make it feel like it would be better. Not solo.
Yeah.
It's one of them games I will get one day and I will play one day, and it will end up probably being top 3 or 4 of my thematic games, because I've seen videos, I've watched playthroughs, and it looks amazing.
It is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is great. Yeah, I love it.
I want to rip at one of your games, but so far I can't.
You did Escape from Colditz.
Oh yeah, but yeah, that's what to expect. It's crap. Anyway, so what was the rankings for that?
Sure. So it's a 7.9. It's 47 overall, so it's in the top 100. And thematic ranking is 17.
Nice.
So quite high on the
Yeah.
the rank there, yeah.
Yeah. So on to my number one.
Oh, number one.
Darius is going to guess this. Can you guess
I
it?
don't actually.
Favourite thematic game?
I don't actually know. It's probably really obvious.
As soon as I say it, he's going to be like, "Oh yeah," and he's going to be like, "Why haven't I put this on my list?" So
I'm trying to think. Go on.
My number one is Leaving Earth.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that one. Leaving Earth.
Yeah. So this is the most thematic game ever.
Oh, yeah, it is.
I'm shocked by the ranking of it. I'm shocked. Go on to that in a minute. This, I've said it before, it doesn't feel like a game, it feels like a job. But it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. You are literally testing rockets to make sure they don't blow up before you launch them, and you can see on the map, you launch from Earth and you can go to other planets. I've got the Outer Planets expansion that add even more to this. It doubles the size of the map. Actually, no, the picture you can see has got the Outer Planets on it. I want to get stations, but obviously getting hold of it in this country is impossible unless I want to pay a lot of money. It is just such a fun game. Every game could be slightly different because one time you go to the moon, it might have expensive minerals that you can harvest and take back to the Earth. Next game, you might land on the moon, but it's hollow and you collapse and you die. It's you might find life on every planet. It can change up. It effectively is the space race between America and Russia, and it feels like it. We've said it before.
It does. Yeah.
We did a mega game of this, and it was insane. It went chaos.
That was hell.
I still enjoyed it, but it was chaos.
It needed people to know what they were doing.
Yeah, it is such a good game. You do. I can imagine playing this with 4 people working together would be epic.
Yeah.
You would have one person working out that. You'd have each person working each location, and it would just work so well. Where we did it with, how many of us was there?
I think there was roughly 5 or 6 people per team, and there was 5 teams.
Yeah.
So I think we had something anywhere between 25 to 30 people.
Yeah, that was chaos, but
that was hell.
It was. It's put me off the game, but I still love it. I've not played it since.
No.
It gives me flashbacks.
It
gives me flashbacks of people like tearing up each other's research notes and stuff, and it was like
yeah. Some people wanted to play a little bit too seriously, didn't they?
Yeah, it got out of control. I think the whole of Japan gave up.
Oh yeah, we had a team just went, we're not doing it. They went on strike, and it was great.
Japan dropped out. They were like, nope, we're done. Bye. It was just. It is such a fun game. You can't really go much into it because there's so much to the whole game.
You have to play it to understand it.
It is a really rare game to get a hold of, especially in the UK. It is. It is so rare. It's a small company that actually don't make board games. They actually have the Luminaris group. They actually sell material and wooden toys, and they actually have this whole weird shop. They make this custom made, these games. These are like handmade by it's like everyone goes. I see people going, oh, it's out of print. It's not out of print. It's never going to be out of print because they print them when they need them. It's one of them games.
Yeah.
It's just such a unique game, and they've done it so well, and I just wish it was more readily available. I wish they would release it more in this country because it could get so much more love over here, I reckon.
Yeah, definitely. It would.
You see it going for sale, and people charge crazy money for it, but you can understand why, because
I had to teach this at HandyCon. There was a group that wanted to play it.
Yeah.
So it's there. It's being played at cons. It's being wanted, but
it's just they're a little shop. They're a little shop that this is their only game they make. I think they might make this and one other, and that's all they do. And it's understandable, but it is one of them games that they've just got it spot on. They literally have. It feels like the space race. It feels like you are trying to do it. You launch a rocket and it might all blow up. You might have spent like millions of dollars on building this amazing rocket and not fully tested it, and send it up and you lose it all, and you're like, well, and that's an astronaut dead. That's me screwed. Yep. It's just so fun. It's definitely one. If you ever see it, it's worth trying. It's a long game, but it's worth it. You do sit there doing a lot of maths because you have to work out the maths to. It's a lot of thinking.
Which is what. Yeah, maths put me off, but until you do it, you actually realise how good it is.
Yeah. The maths. You kind of accept the maths because it is such a fun game. Once if you get a rocket to the moon and back, you're like, I've just done that. I've done that. I've built this rocket and I've got it there and back, and
yeah. You
feel like, I'm not the greatest. And yeah.
If you don't do numbers, if you're one of these people that just you can't don't do that role. Work with somebody and
I don't do that role. I normally, if I'm playing with Amy, she does all the maths. I work out the mission. I'm the mission specialist. I'm like, this is what we're doing. This is where we're going. You work out how we get there. I will get you there.
Work out if it's doable. I'll work out if it's worth it. Great number one.
That is my number one. So the ranking. This is a 7.8 on BGG. This is rank is 544, and thematic is 91. So it's top 100.
Oh, that's really good in the top. Yeah, for thematic.
Yeah, but it's just again because it's such a rare game. It's just not much love. There's something about me. Yeah. I like the least popular games for some reason. Don't know why.
On the note of that as well, soon after we played it, I went to the Space Centre and I actually knew what they were talking about.
Yeah.
Because I'd played Leaving Earth, all of it made sense. Payload, thrust, this, that, and the other. The Soyuz rockets, the Saturn rockets. Yeah. It all made sense. I'm like, because I played Leaving Earth.
Yeah, it's like some people think, you just chuck loads of rockets on to make it go higher. It's like, no, because you added more mass to that rocket, and you need a more powerful rocket to lift the more mass, and it's working out the mass, and then technically with real life you have to work out the amount of fuel because you might not have enough fuel to. So if you play Kerbal Space Program, that's where you work out the fuel side of things, and that is so hard, that game. But I love it.
Good one though.
On to Darius's number one.
Here we go, drum roll. We had a little discussion about this one before, but Pandemic Legacy 1. Specifically the Legacy, not Pandemic, the board game where you push some cubes, not that one. The Legacy one. So because the Legacy
I've got to butt in. I apologise if anyone sees any spoilers in the pictures that are going to come up now. This is what I had to find. I tried to find pictures with the least spoilers as possible. So I apologise if there's any spoilers. Sorry, I had to say.
Okay. Oh, I hope not. Oh, no. Should have just put the box, or just, put censored all over it.
I wanted to show the game.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. So very similar, Pandemic Legacy 1 starts off as a game of Pandemic for a couple of turns, and then it spirals into basically what's happening now. In short, I mean, it doesn't specifically come from China, but
Oz did.
Our second playthrough of this did as well. It was more Japan, but anyway. But I find it really thematic because I actually like the story as it plays through.
Yeah.
Obviously, I can't say too much. I love that it unfolds mechanics as you play, and then each one of those mechanics it adds is relevant to the story. It's not in there for no reason.
And big twists mid-game.
If it's added, I mean, I'm thinking of. I mean, obviously, I know Jay's played it, but the how can I put this as a code? I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't, just in case it gives away. But there's something that does something, so something doesn't happen. That thing. But that comes in at the right time. And everything happens, for a reason. I like the characters in there as well. The characters are very cool.
You get sad if they get injured. You're like, oh!
Yeah, so far, in the one that me, Jess and Jade have played, we've not lost the character.
Mine survived all the way to the end. Woo!
Oh, nice. We're on November, so we're almost there, yeah.
Mine was effectively God by the end.
It's just immortal, yeah. But no, I absolutely. I wish I could talk more about it. But that's that's why it's number one, and everyone should go play it to find out for themselves.
They've got Pandemic Legacy Season 0 coming out soon. That one looks exciting.
I've got to play Season 2 first, but
I've got to actually finish mine off. Me and Amy were like, at the beginning of the pandemic, we were like, oh yeah, we can finish off Pandemic Legacy Season 2. Not played a game. I think we got like 2 or 3 games in, and we were like, this is so hard, and it's kind of scared us because it is just so hard. It is. It makes Pandemic Legacy Season 1 seem like Candyland.
Fair enough. But no, I'm very much enjoying it. We haven't done our last game yet because we want to frame it. So we're going to get the glue and a picture frame so we can frame it as our last go. I've
got mine sitting right up there, ready to be framed, and my frame will be right behind you. You will be seeing Pandemic Legacy Season 1 behind me in the office soon. But I just need a frame.
Nice.
I'm trying to find a box frame because I want all the pieces in it.
Have you left it exactly how you finished the game? As in, with all the cubes exactly how...
No. What I think I'm going to do now, because I can't find the frame that I'm after, I think I'm going to have all the flat pieces in one frame, and I'm going to get 2 box frames with all the bigger pieces and torn up stuff.
Okay.
I've got ideas what I want to do. I just wish I could find a big box frame that would fit everything, so I could stick the stuff to the boards to make it look kind of like. Because I think
that's what we're hoping to find, but yeah.
Yeah, it's so hard. I think you have to find a custom frame.
Well, I might speak to my uncle. He might know. He owns a photo shop, so he might know where to source one. Yeah.
So I'll go on to chat while we're nattering. That was it. That was our top 10. It's taken 3 weeks to get on.
But better late than never.
Yeah, it's things. While we're having a natter, I'm gonna bring something up that Darius has seen, and I brought it up here just to go.
Oh.
This people is gonna be trying to get it in shot.
Hold it all the way up, a bit further.
Oh no, I can see it's in shot now. So this is going to be a game that is going to be on a playthrough very soon, people, and it's amazing. I messaged Darius and I went, it's Scythe 2.0. I don't like Scythe, but it kind of feels the same.
Intrigued. I'm intrigued why you would enjoy this and not Scythe if it's Scythe 2.0.
Because the mechanics, things make sense for why you do things, where Scythe things don't make sense. And I've got to show people just because you won't be able to see it because of the detail. The minis. Oh no, it's not focusing, damn it. So the minis are absolutely stunning, people. This is you will see a review of this. You're actually going to see a review through me and Darren. I'm all out of blur now, whatever. There will be a review from me of this and a playthrough, and Darius is going to do a review as well. He doesn't know it yet.
Very kind of you to.
It's even going to have painted minis by that point.
Nice.
Yes, I am.
Do you know when he's doing them?
He said it's going to take him about a week, but I wanted to play it with you first.
Yeah, cool.
So, but yeah, it's a really fun game. It's going to be on Kickstarter. Oh, I don't want to assume at the end of the month. At the end of next month.
End of next month. Okay, so got a little bit of time to get some videos up. Yeah.
So it's going to be one of my next videos I do. There we go. I'm in shot again.
You sent me lots of pictures of this, and it looks really good. Really incredible.
It's such a good game. I think I've actually got. You can find reviews of this already, but it was the first edition. Their first.
Yeah, it had different artwork. The one I found.
Yeah. It was a different game. I'm glad this is. I think this is actually the first review copy of this version of the game. I think I was the first one to get this version.
Yeah, it looks so. That artwork looks so much better than the original.
Yeah, it's just. I think he's just massively improved it. He's a really nice guy. I've been chatting to him for months. We chat, and I'm so glad I got a version of this, and I think he's excited to see the minis painted. I think he's excited to get both of our reviews. So yeah, make sure you check that out. I think it's going to be the end of next month it'll be released, so we've got a good time to play it and review it. But yeah, it's keep an eye out for it. I had to show you guys. Sorry for butting in at this video, but I'm just so excited for that game.
You've got to sneak it in there somehow.
Yeah, I want to get people going. Ooh, that looks good. But yeah.
So what is the next top 10?
Do you know what? I don't know. I can't even remember what I said because of everything that's happened. I don't even remember.
Well, I think people need to vote. I think people need to take lead on that and tell us what they want to hear.
Yeah, should we do a poll on my group?
Yeah, I think we need a poll up. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So if anyone watches this, come on to People's Facebook group, and there will be a poll. We can't do it for long because we're going to try and do it next week. Are we going to do another video?
Yeah. Next week works. I'm 30 next Wednesday, so it won't be Wednesday.
Yeah.
But it will be maybe the day before or the day after.
Yeah.
Maybe I could do it on the Tuesday night, and it could be top 29. I don't know. I'm just joking. But yeah, maybe next Tuesday could be a good one. So
the vote will be probably up till the end of this week. So I've got time to make the videos and make the scenes.
Give them till Friday. Yeah.
So come on, check out our Facebook group. Sorry. I say because I'm trying to get Darius to run it as much as me.
I'm on admin, so you made me admin. Thank you.
So yeah, come and vote on what you want. You can add polls. I will let it so you can add polls. People can add choices to it. I'll probably come up with a couple of ideas, or me and Darius will come up with a couple of ideas, and you guys can choose what you want. Again, I will end it there with please subscribe to both of our YouTube channels. They are scrolling around on the bottom. Our Twitters, our Instagrams. If you can spare £1 a month, please consider our Patreons. I think I've got one person giving me £1 a month. Hopefully, I've not actually checked to see if that's actually happening. I don't know. I'm not getting much.
I'm a bit confused how it works, to be honest. But
yeah, I don't. But yeah, follow us on Facebook, all of that. Subscribe to our YouTubes, both of us. Mine is Meeple's People Circus. Darius is all around the board. It's right there now. Give us both a subscribe. We are going to be trying to work hand in hand, sort of together, sort of thing. We've got separate channels, but we're going to be doing it together. I think we're going to try and do some videos as well at some point. Proper.
We're doing. I know we're meeting up Friday, which will be cool.
We're just playing, aren't we? We're just playing some games.
Just because it's been so long.
Yeah.
It's been far too long.
But yeah, we're going to hopefully do some videos at some point. I might only be going back to work 2 days a week or something when I go back, so lots of free time.
See how it goes, yeah.
I'm definitely getting Sundays and Mondays off, so I've got Sundays and Mondays always off.
I mean, if anybody wants to, put more into Patreon, then we can quit our, our full-time jobs.
Please do, people.
And if we did this full-time together, that would be great. Yeah, just
we would have a studio. We'd be professional. I keep trying to do everything, trying to do stuff to try and get money so I can get better cameras. I'm actually. Yeah. I will mention on the 1st of August, 1 PM Eastern time, I am at Gen Con on an Annapurna competition. Tune in if you want. It is a £4 entry fee for the ticket, but it goes to charity. Half of $2 of that goes to charity. Actually, I think most of it goes to charity, and then some of it's going to go to whoever wins the tournament. So $250, and then $250 goes to Black Lives Matter charity. So if you're interested in that, come and join us, because you're probably going to see me get my ass kicked. That's fun.
We'll pay money for that.
I get seen at Gen Con. That's all I care about. I'm like,
yes.
I'm being seen by like Gen Con, man. It's like one of the biggest.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but yeah,
cool.
Come and join us, and we will see you in our next video. We're trying to. We've got some things trying to come up with that will hopefully happen at some point. But yeah, we will see.
Yes. That'll be good.
Yes, we will see you in the next video, guys.
Okay. See you next week. Bye.